Before Olympus was a palace in the sky, it was a battlefield. It wasn't always a throne of clouds and gold. Before Zeus ruled the skies, before Athena breathed wisdom into mortal minds, before Apollo played his first note, Mount Olympus was just a mountain. But something ancient lived there. Something waiting to awaken. This is the story of how Olympus rose from stone to legend, of how the Titan gods fell, and how 12 immortals climbed through ash and thunder to seize the heavens. Long before men walked the earth, before stars had names, the world was ruled by chaos and giants. From Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, came the Titans, immense, ancient beings who were not born to rule, but became rulers because there was no one else. The strongest of them, Cronus, overthrew his father Uranus with a blade of flint, slicing open the sky and spilling power into the earth. This act created more than a new ruler, it created a cycle. Cronus crowned himself king and made Mount Olympus his throne. But Olympus wasn't divine yet. It was raw. Wild. Untamed. A place of sacred potential, became the Titan court not by choice, but because even the Titans feared what stirred below and above. From there, Cronus ruled. But the sky remembered the betrayal. And Gaia whispered another prophecy. One day, your own child will rise against you, just as you rose against your father. So Cronus did something only tyrants would consider wisdom, he swallowed each child whole. Hestia. Demeter. Hera. Hades. Poseidon. One by one, he devoured them, not out of hate, but out of fear. But Rhea, their mother, couldn't bear to lose another. When the sixth child was born, Zeus, she wrapped a stone in cloth and handed it to Cronus, who swallowed it in ignorance. Then she took her real son and hid him away, on the island of Crete, in a cave where divine nymphs raised him, and the goat Amalthea fed him milk while warriors clashed their shields to mask his cries. There, Zeus grew strong, silent, watching the sky he would one day rule. When Zeus came of age, he did not simply attack. He began by freeing Metis, the Titaness of cunning, who brewed a potion that made Cronus vomit up his swallowed children, fully grown and ready to fight. The gods were reborn. And they were angry. They rallied around Zeus, who called them his brothers and sisters. But the Titans would not surrender. They had ruled too long to give up a crown without a war. So began the Titanomachy, a war that lasted 10 years and split the heavens apart. Cronus and the Titans fought for Mount Othrys, their ancient stronghold. The younger gods took Olympus, the peak that offered sight to the ends of the earth, where the sky felt thinner, the stars brighter. Olympus wasn't just a battleground. It became a beacon. A mountain that sang with thunder and cried with stone. A place that seemed to want the gods to win. The battles were colossal. Oceans boiled as Poseidon raised his trident against Hyperion. Forests burned as Hades loosed fire from the underworld. Storms shattered the sky as Zeus hurled his first thunderbolt, crafted for him by the Cyclopes, whom he freed from the depths of Tartarus. Even so, the gods could not win alone. They sought help from the hundred-handed ones, giants imprisoned by Cronus long ago. With each of their 100 arms, they hurled boulders the size of islands and screamed with the rage of forgotten centuries. Prometheus, the titan of foresight, also betrayed his kin and joined Zeus, because he had seen the future. He knew a new order was coming. And it needed fire. In the final clash, Zeus stood atop Olympus, lightning boiling in his hands, calling down storms so fierce they split time from silence. With a scream that shook creation, he cast Cronus down into the abyss. The Titans were defeated, chained in Tartarus, watched by the very beings they once imprisoned. The war was over. But Olympus had only just begun. Victorious, the gods looked to Olympus, not as a battlefield anymore, but as a home. It had been their fortress, their shelter, their symbol. Now, it would become their kingdom. They built a palace at its summit, hidden from mortal eyes, shimmering in clouds of gold and marble. It was said the sun rose first on Olympus before it touched the earth. Each god took their throne, each with their domain, their flaw, and their myth. Zeus, king of the skies, wielder of lightning. Hera, queen of the gods, protector of marriage. Poseidon, god of the seas and earthquake. Demeter, goddess of harvest and fertility. Hades, god of the underworld. Hestia, goddess of the hearth and home. And others rose. Athena, goddess of wisdom and war. Apollo, god of sun, music and prophecy. Artemis, goddess of the hunt and moonlit forests. Ares, god of war and bloodshed. Hephaestus, god of fire and creator of weapons. Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Later, some say Dionysus, god of wine and madness, replaced Hestia, because even the gods grew tired of eternal calm. From this mountain, they ruled, not as perfect beings, but as a divine family full of love, betrayal, jealousy, and brilliance. And Olympus, the mountain itself, became sacred. Not because it was tall, but because it was earned. Born in rebellion, crowned in war, and held together not by law, but by story. To this day, Mount Olympus still stands, shrouded in mist, its summit often hidden by clouds, as if the world is still not ready to see what lives above. The ancient Greeks believed that the gods still dwell there, watching, whispering. And perhaps they were right. Maybe Olympus is not a place, but a memory. A symbol of struggle, of victory, of becoming more than what you were born to be. From the dust of Titans rose the gods. From war rose order. And from a mountain rose legend. Mount Olympus was never just a home. It was, and is, a throne carved from the bones of ambition. Like, share and subscribe for more mythology videos.